topic of how to buy a gun in Panama, the process and differences. So it's very different in Panama. You need to be a resident or a citizen to buy a firearm in Panama, or even to apply for a firearm in Panama. The process is very different from US and Canada. Prices are double of what you see in the US. So if you see something that costs $800 in Panama, most likely it'll cost $1,600 or more, plus 7% tax. This is due to the legislation that prohibited the importation of firearms. A couple of years back, it has now been repealed, but before there was a great shortage of firearms, and thus the prices have gone through the roof, and as a result, the selection is very limited still to this day. Importation of the firearms is not advisable, so if you have your favorite gun in Canada or the US, to import it to Panama and export it from your country of origin is a big hassle. Number one, you need to obtain an export permit. Number two, you need to use one of the approved carriers, FedEx, UPS, and etc., so courier service only, and it will be extremely expensive to do so. Three, in Panama when it arrives, the customs dues will be through the roof in tune of 20-25%. And number four, the local agents in Panama will keep the firearm for ballistic testing and may keep it for several months, up to half a year, sometimes longer, 8 months, 12 months, in an unconditioned, not air-conditioned, non-climatized storage facility, where it may be rusting away in the high humidity of Panama. Hunting is very limited. There is no big game in Panama. Maybe some birds only. So unlike in the US and Canada, it is very, very limited. Gun ranges is very limited. There's one in Panama that I know of, and that's it. Maybe there's another one, David, in Cherokee Province. Carry is allowed, unlike in Canada, where it is only through extreme bureaucracy. No limit on ammo capacity or mag size or barrel lengths. I know in Canada there is a limit of 10 for semi-auto guns and of center-fired ammunition, and the barrel lengths must be 4¼ I think, inches or above. Nothing below that. In the U.S., there are some limitation from state to state in terms of the ammo capacity and barrel lengths as well. So the process, how to get it done. You must be a resident or citizen of Panama to do it to begin with. Number one, choose your gun, pay for it. There are 2 or 3 stores in Panama City that I know of. Selection is very limited. Prices are through the roof. Number two, fill out the permit application at the store. The stores will help you to do it. Mind you, the application is in Spanish, so use your Google Translate or other means. Submit supporting documents, which consist of the police report. Now, this is a local police report in Panama, nothing to do with the police report from your country of origin that was part of your immigration process. This process is completely different. It's done by the different ministry, so you must obtain a police report from your local police constabulary, if I may say so. Your lawyer may help you to obtain it as well. Proof of income. The reasoning for this proof of income is to see 2 things, to prove 2 things to the ministry. One is that you can afford a firearm, and 2, that you have something to protect, meaning not your family, but your income, your property, etc. 3, they're trying to see that you will be careful with the firearm, that you will have something to lose, and you will not use it recklessly to obtain, to rob somebody. So their thought process is such that if you are well off, you will be more responsible with a firearm and less reckless in terms of the use of it to obtain other means. Number 4, pay the fees. So the fees are quite reasonable by our standards. For Panamanians, could be exorbitant as well. So it's $100 for ownership permit and $50 for carry for a handgun. Permits are $150 altogether. Long guns do not need a carry permit. Number 5, submit to drug test. So the blood will be drawn, urine and such, to see if you're under the influence if you're a user. Number 6, submit to psychological evaluation. Now that's all in Spanish, so that's fun and dandy. The reasoning behind it is that you are of sane mind, that you don't intend to kill your spouse or business partners. Number 7, sign up for the attend the gun club training. So that's straightforward. You just become a member of the gun club. The only one that I know of is in Panama City. You attend the training and, attend it once in a while, once a year or so. Number 8, wait 6 to 12 months for your license to come through. Yeah, that's long. So during these 6 to 12 months, that's bureaucracy. That's 1. And 2, they take your firearm, every firearm that you buy, not just one, but if you have 5, they will take every one of those 5 and will submit to the same process. And they make a ballistic test. They keep the copy of the brass and bullet that is fired from the firearm. So if it is used in shooting, legal or illegal, during the crime or self-protection, they will use that to identify the firearm that was part of the shooting. Number 9, pick up your firearm upon receiving your license, and after that, you're good to go. Now, the further slides I have will give you a representation of pricing. This is just a catalog, screenshots from a catalog of one of the dealers from Panama to give you an understanding of the selection and pricing. So the selection is normally high-end German, Austrian, Czech, and U.S. guns like Beretta, CZ, Walter, and such, with a few cheaper options from Turkey. So here's your standard Beretta 92 FS double action trigger, double single, $1,400 and plus tax. Beretta PX Storm subcompact, $1,300. Yeah, the price is at the bottom of the slide. There is Beretta APX striker fire gun, just over $1,000. Funny stuff, in the States it costs between $400 and $800 depending on the APX model. APX full-size version, $1,300. Walter race gun, match steel frame, $3,000. Walter PPQ striker fired, almost $1,800. And as you can see, 9mm is the cartridge of reference. Now, in terms of ammo, there's another thing, yes, that I remembered. In terms of ammunition, you are allowed to buy only the ammunition for your gun. Meaning, if you have a 9mm, you're allowed only to buy 9mm. You won't be able to buy 40 or 45 ACP or 38 Special or what have you. If you have a revolving 38 and then 9mm, 2 guns, then you'll be able to buy 9mm and 38 Special. So there is CZTS, the competition gun, over $2,000. Shadow 2, CZ $800, $1,900. Striker fired CZ $1,250. CZ 75, the venerable, just over $1,000. That's a Turkish option, less pricey, less quality. You'll get what you pay for, $800. Another gun. This one is has a brand Rock Island on it, but it's assembled it's done in the Philippines. Very poor quality, by the way, although some swear by it, but the quality is very poor. All of assembly and parts, just over $500 on it. There's some shotgun options. Beretta, $1,700. Benelli, over $2,000.